Hey, I'm recording. I'm on top of the Tree of Thorns. Just thought I would dedicate a mini episode to explaining oculi. And I really don't like explaining oculi because it's huge. And I really didn't want to have to explain it on, like, just to take up a huge chunk of a video. So I thought I'd do it as a mini episode. Now, I've briefly gone over them, but you collect different oculi. That's what they are. And you have the base three colors are blue, green. Oh wait, that's red. Blue, red, and green. You got blue, red, and green. And these are your three base colors. And what you can do with blue and red is make a purple. What you can do with blue and green is make a light blue. And what you can do... Hold on. Whoops. And what you can do with... Red and green make a yellow. And blue, red, green make a diamond. Now, if you want to, you can combine the colors that come from the combined colors of red, blue, and green, being light blue, purple, and yellow, to make a black, an onyx. You know what, I should just press the square button. Tip, this basically explains everything. When you have three of the same size, it makes one of the biggest size, of the next size up. And combining two colors does stuff. Combining three colors does stuff. And when you combine a black and a white, which I'm not gonna do because that... I could probably actually do that though. I have a lot of oculi. But yeah, it creates a spinel. A spinel, also known as a tan, is just really good. But here's the thing, it takes a lot just to make a bunch of diamonds, just to make a bunch of onyx, you know? It's it takes a lot of materials. Like, it's just ridiculous. Like, you got these tiny things, the rough rubies, to make, we call them tier 1. Tumbled rubies are tier 2. You know, tumbled, that's just the next size up. And when you combine 3 tumbled, then you get this size. You know what, I'll just show you. Here, click, click, click. Bad idea, but I'm doing it anyway. You get a faceted. That's not how you say it, but there you go. That's the next size up. That is tier 3. And tier 4 is a brilliant. Is called brilliant. And there is no tier 5. We have tried. Like here, I'll take, you know, those off. And here, look. Got 2 tier 3s. Or tier 4s. And they do not make a tier 5. You can try all you want, but it just won't happen. Now, I guess I thought I was almost done explaining this stuff, but that's just crafting. What the heck do all of these even do? Well, I'm so glad I have all of them. So, like I briefly said before, there are 3 different slots. There's weapons, armor, and accessories. Weapons is just... each color is going to add something to the damage you do, or something to that effect just, based off of what color it is. So water is gonna, sapphire blue is gonna add water, and red's gonna do fire, and green's gonna do lightning. And my advice is that just don't put red, blue, or green on your melee weapon. It's just bad. Because, lightning's strong on water, but it's also weak to fire. Water is strong on fire, weak on lightning. Fire is strong on earth and weak on water. But if lightning doesn't have a bad side, if it's not weak to something, then there's no reason to not do it. And then you get some of these weird ones, like has a percent chance to cause paralysis, which is why I have a big one of those. Physical damage by 30% when HP drops below 20%. And the bigger, but that's just the tier 2. Tier 1 is less. So, basically, once you've seen one size, you've seen them all. All that the larger sizes are gonna do is increase your attack power as well as add an elemental damage to it. Add light damage to melee attacks. Add light and increase power by 10%. Not actually bad. But again, increase speed, increase spell power by 25%, and increase attack power by 25%. But again, this is all just one slot. This is just for the weapons. Now for your armor, water damage resistance, fire damage resistance, earth damage resistance, magical damage resistance. This isn't really me explaining, I guess. This is just me showing you all the stuff. But you get it. You already know how to craft all this stuff. See, this is why I have a bunch of brilliant diamonds. 20% experience from each battle. And then, the thing is the black onyx, it's kind of useless unless it's on your weapon slot. Here, you can press R1 and L1 to go between the different weapons, armor, and accessory slots. So, here I am in the weapon slot, and it increases spell power by 25%, which is just good. But the other ones, physical and magical damage received by 30% when HP drops below 30%. And increased chance of dodging by 30%. I don't know, you really don't want to have to depend on you being below 30%. It's just a bad thing to be relying on. And then, on the armor slot, the tan increases speed by 30% after being interrupted for one turn. So like you get interrupted and then you go really fast. And accessories. Now all of this stuff doesn't really have to do with elemental. So sapphires give you a better percentage of evading while casting. Rubies give you more maximum HP, and the bigger it is, the more it's gonna give you. 2 max MP, and the bigger it is, the more it's gonna give you. Magic by 2, or by 8, it's, again, once you've seen what it can do in one size, you've seen what it can do for the rest. Increase magical damage by 20% when HP drops. See, again, I don't want to have to depend on me taking damage. Increase by 5% the chance to bump the targeted creature backwards on the timeline. And increase casting speed by 12%. My gosh. And then, of course, drop below 30%. But here, this is what I like. Begin every turn 20% forward on the timeline, meaning you don't even have to start at the beginning of the timeline. You start 20% ahead, so you get to cast faster. But yeah, it takes a lot to be able to craft this stuff, and you do not ever get spinal or spinel. You don't get 10 naturally. I've never seen just picking up 10 from drops or chests or anything. Now, late game I do see picking up diamonds and onyx, but that is most of Oculi. I probably missed a lot of stuff, but yeah. That's the basis for crafting Oculi and what they do, and that's actually all the Oculi, except from what I've heard, there's one exclusive Oculi that comes out of the DLC I have. And just thought I'd show you, you can have Oculi on multiple characters, and they do not do different things on different characters. That would be just a whole nother layer of complexity, and I'm so glad they don't have it. But yeah, I got attack power by 30%, I got my experience, and those are the only characters I have. I don't even know how long this is. I didn't start my timer because I know this isn't a full episode. But yeah, this is my not full episode of explaining Oculi just to get it out of the way, because it's a pain. Like, seriously, this would have been a waste of a full episode. So yeah, thank you for joining me on this moment. I can't I don't have an outro.